Excuse me, please. Hello. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to figure out why Stream Elements didn't drop the note in the chat. Quite interesting. Shouts out to those of you being part of the Note Gang. Okay, so interesting. On the plus side, Jack, we have a new, well, we'll get to do in the discussion. All right, chat. Calm down. Let me do this. Let me do this intro good and cute for YouTube, okay? Let me see if I can remember. What to do, YouTube? What's goody? It's your favorite black boy, and I'm back, and I'm feeling really goody. If you are not aware of where in the hell you just landed and what in the hell you are tuning into, welcome to the Cozy Clubhouse. I'm your host with the most, Bambi, aka Bambi X Bambi, and this here is the Cozy Corner Podcast. You can catch us here dropping on this red app, aka the YouTube app, every single Tuesday. From here on out, I know 2023, we were dropping on Mondays. 2024, we back at it and we're trying to settle the score, and we finna do something a little bit different this year. And we're gonna hit y'all with something cool on a Tuesday. Yeah, and that's how we gonna rock out this year. First and foremost, happy holidays to those that watch. That you know what I mean, to those that are watching. A day later. And if you are not aware of where the hell I'm streaming this thing at, I am streaming over on this purple app called Twitch. So going over there, twitch.tv/BVMV1. underscore 47. You know what I mean? Go ahead and hit me with a follow. And then if you really feeling frisky, maybe give some subs. Maybe some bits. I don't know. Come over here and hang out. And if you have no idea what Twitch is, just type in twitch.tv slash BVMB1 underscore 47 and come figure out what it's all about. Yeah? Sound good, chat? Sound like a good idea? Oh, yeah. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you feel like it, because we do read those. But yeah, the likes and the subs really, really do go a long way to help grow the Cozy Clubhouse brand. And you know, this is just a podcast about all things, about my thoughts on things, not only just going around in the world of sports, but like, you know what I mean, my thoughts on like stuff that's been going on in my personal life. And things of that nature. You know what I mean? Last pod we had a really, really good. Me and Chat had a really, really good chat about what we want to do for 2024 and what the goals are. And they really, really made me feel really, really good about not being as consistent as I should have been in 2023. But you know what the good news about all of that is? It's 2024, so don't none of that matter no more. Ha ha ha! All right, chat. Y'all ready? Y'all know how we gotta start this off every time. We gotta do the sports section. We gotta do our little sports segment. Okay, chat's ready. Cool. Let's make it happen. All right. So as we know, in the sports world, week 18 just wrapped up yesterday. So you know what that means. Y'all know what that means, chat. If you don't know out there in the YouTube world, that basically means it's playoff time. So the playoff seedings are set. The schedule has been officially announced. Yeah, it's going to be a whole vibe thing and situation going on. Real quick in the chat, who y'all got going to the bowl of the supers? I'm going to be honest with y'all, chat. I have no idea. Because the teams that I did think were going to go back, one team is kind of going into the play. One team is kind of going into the playoffs limping, and the other team that I thought was going to make it back to the Super Bowl doesn't even look like the same team from a year ago. So, you know, it's it, man. Also, drop a comment in the YouTube comments down below who y'all got going to the Super Bowl. I want to know. I want to know. Somebody in my chat obviously hit their head. They said Dolphins all the way. Okay. Their cranium is clearly injured. It's okay. We love them still. Honestly, let's go AFC first. So as we see in the AFC, we got the 2 Saturday games. Speaking of which, the Miami Dolphins They're gonna go to. They have to go to Kansas City um, again because they couldn't get it done last night against the Buffalo Bills. Um, Not you saying, yeah, buddy, this is insane. Oh my god! So they're gonna go. They're gonna head into Arrowhead. Um, it's supposed to be really, really cold that night too. So we'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. We'll see what happens. Yeah. And if you didn't know, chat, this is going to be like one of the first games that's exclusively being streamed only on Peacock. They're not showing that joint on like regular TV. Um, so I don't know how in the hell Peacock pulled that off. Like, you know what I mean? Or came up with the bread to pull that off. But you know what I mean? W for them. Pull that off. Um, and that's also really, really smart business wise because that's going to like drive people to the app. Um, because you know all the sports watchers that don't have it already are definitely going to get it because they're going to want to tune into the game. Um, you know, especially if they're like if they plan on throwing, what's it called, wild card weekend parties. I don't even know if people still throw those. I know those used to like really, really be a thing back in the day. Um, I'm not sure if they still are. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be honest though. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. This game's gonna be interesting. This gonna be interesting because, like I said, the Chiefs are. That's the team I was talking about that is coming into the playoffs, kind of limping, uh, metaphorically speaking. Um, they didn't. Honestly, really, like if we can talk about, if we really want to talk about it, chat, like they kind of just like barely made it in there. Um, I know, like you know what I mean. I know it clearly says they're the 3 seed, but like they like barely made that happen, right? You know what I mean? Like they didn't start the year off so great. You know what I mean? They started off the year with a loss to the Detroit Lions, which was crazy. Like everybody thought they were supposed to, like everybody thought they were going to blow them out. They were kind of supposed to, you know what I mean, being the defending reigning undisputed champions and all that. Um, and then yeah, and then it just feels like the entire rest of the year, um, the organization has been distracted by the fact that Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift are dating. Um, yeah, that's interesting logic. I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm going for Miami. Um, well, probably because of the fact that you know that the Steelers have no shot in hell going up there to Buffalo. Um, I mean that Buffalo Bills team is muy caliente heading into the playoffs. You said true. You know, I kind of figured that. But yeah, Buffalo is in fuego going into the playoffs right now. Um, they don't even have all of their best defenders healthy. Um, Case in point, Matt Milano didn't even play yesterday. Um, Rasul Douglas was doing a good job covering Tariq Hill, but he got hurt. Um, so you know what I mean. So he's definitely going to be a question mark going into Wild Card Sunday. Um, It's definitely going to be something to watch for sure. Um, it's definitely going to be. It's definitely going to be one of them joints to keep your eyes on for sure. Um, Going forward, um, and of course, honestly, the most interesting one as far as the AFC is concerned, with the 5 and 4 seed, um, the Cleveland Browns, who in chat, I will be honest, um, I had no, like, you know what I mean? I had them nowhere even close to making the playoffs. Um, and even when it like got to a point in the season of where like they were in the hunt, I felt like I literally like shrugged it off, and I was like, I was like, it's the Cleveland Browns. They'll figure out a way to fall out of the hunt somehow, some way. And they didn't, and they're here now. Uh, and this is going to be a really, really big test for that young boy C.J. Stroud in the Houston Texans. You know what I mean? He's a rookie quarterback. A lot of people, a lot of media people, like have him have a really big like rookie of the year crush on him. I really think he's gonna like do his thing or whatever, um, going forward. And it should be interesting. I'll say that much for sure. It should definitely be interesting, um, going forward. He's he's a good kid. He's young. He's still figuring the game out. Um, and this is one of those things of where it's just like in basketball. Um, you know what I mean? The playoff version of any sport that has a playoffs is just different. The game slows down. Um, every possession matters. Type beat, type shit. Um, and this is where we're really going to see if the Houston Texans, like, you know what I mean? This is where we're really going to see the Houston Texans, see if they get their money's worth, um, for picking C.J. Stroud. Um, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see that for sure, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see that. Um, the Cleveland Browns haven't been in the playoffs in a long time, a very long time. Uh, so you know what I mean? Like those guys, like Miles Garrett, and those guys are really going to be, you know what I mean? Miles Garrett is really going to have that defense, anxious, ramped up, and ready to go. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see. Yes, interesting to see. Um, I'm really interested to see who makes it out of the wild card round because, um, whoever survives this round, as far as the AFC side, whoever survives this round and has to go up against the Baltimore Ravens, um, is gonna have their work cut the fuck out for them. You know what I mean? Um, you know what I mean? Like, you are not going to have an easy road whatsoever. Uh, yeah, it's not going. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have real work cut out for you. Um, you got to deal with Lamar Action Jackson. Um, and you know what I mean? That offense. Uh, Speaking of the Baltimore Ravens for just a second, chat, can we just talk about the fact that, uh, Odell Beckham has been there all year, and up until like a couple of weeks ago, I forgot he even played for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm just being honest. Um, like that's not a bad thing. That's just a thing of where it's just like um, more so a thing of where it's just like I think that offense just has so much going on as far as the running game is concerned. I find it quite interesting that I just find it very, very interesting that that was where Odell Beckham decided to go, uh, where he decided to take his talents. Um, so that's just interesting on that. That's all I have to say on that. Like, that's not me hating. This is not Odell Beckham. You know what I mean? This is not OBJ slander for all of you. Like, you know what I mean? For all you OBJ stands out there, this is not OBJ slander. Just saying. Just find it a little interesting that it kind of didn't pop up on my radar until a couple of weeks ago. Or like, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't like it seems like he wasn't like really, really being used in the offense until like a couple of weeks ago. Is all I'll say. That's just all I find interesting. All right, on to the NFC side of things. Of course, we know that very, very scary and unnecessarily good 49ers football team uh, is the first seed. Um, which I mean, of course, you are when you're as stacked as you are. Um, and we've already made comments about that on this podcast. I've already made comments about that before on this podcast. Um, but I still stand on them things. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm hating or whatever. It's just I just want it to really make sense. Like, what sense does it make that you guys basically traded? Um, you know what I mean? And I'm more so looking at the Washington Commanders. Like, what sense does it make that you give away Chase Young uh, for basically a pack of condoms and some bubble gum uh, to a team that didn't need any help? Uh, you know what I mean? To a team that didn't really need help, especially on the defensive side of the ball for sure. You know what I mean? That defense is already like the defense was already like uber stacked. And so you just help them stack on top of stack. Don't don't really get that, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. You guys are doing, you know what I mean? Doing your thing or whatever. Uh, Brock Purdy's balling. Um, I'm very sure everybody loves that. Um, that are 49er fans. Um, you know what I mean? Christian McCaffrey's been, you know what I mean? Has been playing like a man on a mission since he's gotten there. Since he got there last season, and I just think this season it's just like I just think this season he really, really proved the point, and he made it even worse. Uh, he just made it even worse that he had a full season. You know what I mean? That he had a full off season and things of that nature. You know what I mean? To really, really like get himself going uh, and get himself, you know what I mean? Really, really get himself entrenched in that offense. Um, all right, let's talk about the games that I'm most looking forward to. Um, let's talk about it. That game for next Monday night, uh, Philly and Tampa. Um, yeah, I'm interested to see that. You know what I mean? You got a banged up Eagle squad going up against the the NFC South champions, who Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm a Saints fan, so you know, good for them, I guess. Anywho, but yeah, you know what I mean. Baker Mayfield, like all of my like bias and like the small hatred for the Buccaneers aside. Uh, I don't know what Philly's gonna do. No, now you don't have a comment. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. That's just crazy work. I don't have anything else. Anyway, Baker Mayfield, Baker Mayfield, and that Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. Um, the booty tears. Buccaneers. I'm sorry. Let me get some more. I told you I don't like them, Jack. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like Carolina. I damn sure can't stand Atlanta. Like, I don't know what y'all want me to do. Yeah, it's the best team in the NFC South, regardless of what the standings say. Uh, the Tampa Bay Booty Tears, the Carolina Pantyhose, and that team in Atlanta. The best team in the Carolinas. Are you sure about that? We're not gonna have this discussion because I already know where it's going, and I can already smell I already smell the pre-do cake. And I don't like it. I don't like your attitude. Like your attitude. I don't like your attitude or your tone of voice. Mm, I don't like it. So anyway, uh, what I do want to say, all of the hate and the funny shit aside, um, shout out to Baker Mayfield for like making the most of this opportunity. Um, like, you know what I mean? Like you went from being the it guy on the Cleveland Browns. Um, then they trade for Deshaun Watson, and then you kind of had to bounce around a little bit for the last couple of years. But it seems like you really have established yourself a home in Tampa Bay. Uh, I hate that for you, but it seems like you've established yourself. Um, you've managed to establish yourself a sustainable job in Tampa. And so, like, you know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing. Um, you know what I mean? Uh, so yeah, that's that on that. I'm gonna just be honest, chat. I don't know what to expect from Philly going into, like, you know what I mean, going into next, you know what I mean, going into this. Um, Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts' middle finger looked like an alien. Did something freaky to it. Um, and it's on his throwing hand, so that's a thing. Um, you know what I mean? Jason Kelsey and that offensive line looks like they can't block anything anymore. Um, for the past couple of weeks, and I'm just gonna say it, Jack. I'm gonna be the guy to jump out here and say it. How do I say this? AJ Brown looks like he's been hit by a truck. He looked stiff, and this is before the injury happened. You know what I mean? This is before what happened yesterday. The past couple of weeks, AJ Brown has looked stiff. It looked like he lost a little bit of a step. Um, you can tell the game of football has been footballing for him this year. Um, and he don't look good, so I'm worried. You said they're losing. You're probably right. Um, actually, you're more than likely right. If they do somehow pull off a miracle and beat Tampa Bay, um, I will be behooved, bewildered, uh, confusion, all of the things, right? So that's that on that. Um, yeah, that's that on that. All right, so there's 3-6 seed for the NFC, and I'm saving the game on top for last on purpose. Um, you got the LA Rams going up against this Detroit Lions team, who personally for me came out of nowhere. Um, I don't think anybody outside of the state of Detroit had had the Detroit Lions making the playoffs. Um, and actually having as good of a season as they've had. Um, so I'm surprised for it. Is all. Not hating, just surprised. Um, not too much to say about that. Uh, not really too much to say about that on that side. But they are rolling. Um, we don't know what's going to happen with their tight end with their rookie tight end Laporta. Um, if he's going to play or not. You know what I mean? Like that's still to be said. Like you know what I mean? That's still to be determined and discussed. Um, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. Um, you know what I mean? The LA Rams. Oof. They done had a rough year. They done had a rough year, ain't they? And they still made it. Um, and they made it happen with picking up Carson Wentz. No shade to Carson Wentz, but like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Uh, Apologies to any Indianapolis Colts fans. forgot that's a touchy subject. Oops. Sorry. Sorry. My bad. Um, you're right. I didn't. Um, because if I owned the Colts, I definitely that wouldn't have been what I went and spent my money on. I wouldn't have wasted my money and put my money. Um, I wouldn't have thrown my money in that direction at all. Um, and wasn't that a really good quarterback draft class that year too? Anyway, I digress. Um, what I do like about the LA Rams is I like Aaron Donald. Obviously, I like you know what I mean. I like Cooper Cup. Well, nah, Cooper Cup's okay. I don't like him. Not like I don't hate him or nothing, but like Cooper Cup's okay. But I'm not gonna say he's my favorite. I really, really do like Puka Nakua though. I think Puka really has been doing his thing all season, and it was that thing like really early in the season where everybody was like, "Oh, he's only doing this because Cooper Cup is hurt," and yada yada yada. And then Cooper Cup came back and um, he was still doing the damn thing all year. So it's just like you know what I mean, like. It's like, okay, well, Cooper Cup came back and he still balled the fuck out. So, like, are you sure it was just because Cooper was hurt, or is he really one of them boys? He's got a whole career in front of him. This is only his first year. Uh, but what I will say is, for this being your first season, that's a pretty tough way to come out the gates. I mean, you know what I mean? You could have wound up like Bryce Young, who's on allegedly the best team in the Carolinas. And he's looking like a murder victim back there every week. Anyway, um, anyway, next year is whose? I know you're not talking about Carolina. That team is terrible. And I'm a Saints fan. And that team is terrible. That team is horrendous. Are you kidding me? Did we watch the same season? We talking about the same Carolina team that couldn't stop a nosebleed on either side of the ball? You're right. They shouldn't have. You're right. They shouldn't have hired Frank Reich. Because obviously y'all in Indy fired him for a reason, um, obvious reasons. Um, and that was the thing I said going into it when they hired him. I was like, why are you giving this man another job? I dead ass said that when I seen the announcement chat. I was like, why does this man have another job in the NFL? Why? For what? I can think of like 70 other. Karma for stealing your pick is crazy. they did. You know what? Let's go ahead and talk about that. To all the indie fans out there that like want to sit there and like have like those quiet discussions about that incident with that pick. Um, yes, y'all were robbed. Okay, I'll be one of those ones to say it. Um, quite frankly, I'm one of them guys that like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me, and I'm not scared of nobody. For real, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not scared of what nobody like has to say about my opinion. Um, but as far as like the truth is concerned, like, yeah, y'all were robbed. Um, hold on, you said what? You said he thought he was going to be something. The only thing he was unemployed. You know, he was that. He was that. You know, Frank Reich was up. Frank Reich was up there, and Indy was like, "Hold on, let me cook. Let me cook. I can come up with something." And they were like, "You ain't been cooking shit. Get out of here." They said, "You ain't been cooking a goddamn thing. Get gone, buddy." Goodness. That shit is crazy to me. You know, it's that thing of where some owners in the NFL they like try to give guys a chance. Uh, but it's that thing of like when it comes to like coaching, uh, you can see it. All of it makes sense. You know what I mean? Um, you can, you know what I mean? Like some stuff is just like undeniable. It's just like, oh yeah, this guy's terrible at his job. You don't need 2 and 3 seasons to figure that out. Like, sometimes it's just like day one. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it'd be game one, play one. You'd be like, oh yeah, this guy's terrible at his job. Cough, cough. Dennis Allen. If we want to talk about motherfuckers who need to be fired, Dennis Allen of the New Orleans Saints. And again, another guy who I've already talked about before on my podcast. I do not like that man. I think he's a god awful coach. I don't care how much of a defensive guru everybody thinks he is. He's a good defensive coordinator at best. He doesn't need to be in charge of an entire football team. Because as far as the offensive side of the ball, it's evidently clear he does not know what the fuck he's doing. And I don't even want to talk about, and we don't even have to talk about the season where Jameis Winston was balling. And then all of a sudden, you like, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you fuck around and bench him. Well, no, he got hurt then. But the next year, he comes back and he's balling, and then you bench him for the rest of the season for Andy fucking Dalton. Moving on. Gotta be, cause that what? That would be that thing of where if I was Jameis Winston, I would have went in there the next day, especially after the fact that we played the Cardinals on Monday night that year too. Did awful. Did awful in Andy Dalton's first start. Nigga threw like 70 interceptions in his first start as a New Orleans Saint. The way if I was Jameis Winston, I would have been in there on Monday and been like, hey man, just say you hate me to my face. Say you hate me with your whole face. Just go ahead. Say you hate me so I can sue you, get my bread, and get myself the fuck on up and out of here. Because it's the way that it's this thing now of where, again, I'm not sitting here and saying that Jameis Winston is like this franchise-changing quarterback, but he is still a serviceable game manager to have. Yeah, Winston is still on the Saints. He's Derek Carr's backup. It's just that thing with me where I personally have this feeling where I feel like somebody in the NFL has something personal against Jameis Winston. I don't know exactly what it is, but somebody somewhere in the NFL has something against Jameis Winston. Because again, I'm not saying it's not that thing where I'm saying, oh, you hire Jameis Winston and instantly it's to the Super Bowl. Nah, of course you're gonna need to there's gonna have to be a lot of things in place. The right system, the absolutely perfect system, perfect pieces around him, an excellent defense, all of the things, right? But you know what I mean? From the instances where he has been plugged into games this year because of Derek Carr being injured, he has shown that the boy can still play ball. Now, is it gonna wow you? And are you gonna entrust him to be your guy? Probably not. But it's whatever. All right, I digress. That's enough Saints talk. Because we didn't even make the playoffs. We were a part of Wild Card Weekend for all of 15 minutes. Thanks to this team right here. Let's just talk about it. We have number 15 and the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. What little can I say about the Dallas Cowboys if possible? To make the Dallas Cowboys fans happy and to not make my stomach hurt more than it already. Cool, I'll do this. You did what you were supposed to do as far as the regular season is concerned. Make it count in the playoffs. Shout out to CD Lamb. All right. Good? Y'all good? Y'all happy? Cool. On to Green Bay. I'll be honest with you, Chad. I'm not even upset that we didn't make the playoffs because of them winning. You know what I mean? Green Bay has had a. They do. They definitely do. I had to give them they little like 20 minutes so they wouldn't, you know what I mean? So they wouldn't try to cancel me on Twitter again. Uh, uh, yeah, man. Green Bay Packers. Um, First of all, right, you know, um, first of all, let me just say shout out to Jordan Love. Um, you had a hell of a season and hell of a way to, like, you know what I mean, turn everything around. You started off the season um, mad rough, mad crusty, mad ashy. Um, yeah, gang, it wasn't good. It wasn't good over there. It wasn't good over there for you. Uh, yes, I do actually think that's interesting that they have a player named Kraft and their fan base is nicknamed the Cheeseheads. Um, Somebody somewhere has to be a comedian because that's just too good. That's too good. That's just too good. Um, that's just too good. The dairy capital of the world drafts a rookie whose last name is Kraft. Oh, it's too good. Oh, where's my friend Rihanna? I need some cheesy puns. Uh, that was too good. Yeah, gang. But yeah, yeah, you know, shout out to Jordan Love. Uh, for really sticking with it and really like making your like first year as an official starter, um, something worth looking at. Um, Now, was it the most flawless season ever? No. Um, did y'all did y'all did y'all have your ups? Absolutely. Did y'all have your downs? You goddamn bet. Uh, but you know, you did your goddamn thing. You made it happen. Um, all the way down to the last week of the season, you knew what was on the line. Um, you knew what you had to do to get the job done, and you made that shit happen. So you know what I mean? Like that's nothing but commendable as far as like, you know what I mean, as far as that's concerned, right? Um, Now, only thing left going into this playoff game is now you have America's team. Uh, you know, now you got to go in the jury world and get it done in the postseason, um, which I have faith that the Packers will do. because, like, you know what I mean. I'm doing all of this stuff, like bigging up you know what I mean. I'm doing all of this talking, bigging up the Packers offense or whatever, but that defense ain't been nothing to sneeze at. Like, you know what I mean? Like they have some dogs on the defensive side on that defensive side of the ball, and they've had it, and they've like you know what I mean. They've been doing their thing all goddamn season. Um, you know what I mean? And they got Simone Biles' husband. I hate calling him that because he has a name that he has an identity. Um, but ever since that picture of her being like so like smiley and giggly like a fucking middle school girl on the fucking sideline before the game or after the game, whatever. Like you know what I mean. Ever since that picture went viral, um, that's all I can see. Like you know what I mean. That's all I can think about now when I see him do his thing. Uh, but, you know, shout out to Simone Biles. Shout out to him. But, you know, we're all about love over here on this channel. We do support love. W love. Uh, Honestly, not for nothing. Like he been a dog on that field since before he met her. So, you know what I mean? It's not like it's that thing where it's just like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like he's only getting all of this notoriety for being Simone Biles' husband. Like, actually, not quite, not quite. Bro was a dog in college. I forgot what college he went to, but bro was a dog in college. So like, you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, this is nothing new. This is not news. Um, this is not news. What I will say though, chat, is that you know what I mean. This is a very, very tall order though for the Green Bay Packers. Like I said, they got to go in the Jerry world. Um, we already know how the Dallas Cowgirls. I'm sorry. We already know how Dallas plays at home and how they have played at home all year. Um, I'm also not too concerned, chat, and I'm going to tell you why. Um, I'm not too concerned because whether it be this round or the next, um, Dallas is going to find a way, somehow, some fucking way, to fuck this up for themselves. They always do. It's just that thing for me where it's just like, now as a fan and as an organization, it's kind of got to get to the point where that's got to be frustrating personally to have that many good seasons back to back to back to back, only for you to get to the point of the season of where it actually matters, just for you to fuck everything off. You get what I'm saying, chat? Like that makes like you know what I mean? Like the immaculate levels of self sabotage that they go to. Okay, so I'm not crazy. So like we're all seeing this, right? First of all, let's just address the elephant in the room. Tony Pollard has what, 5, 6 good games last season, and because of those 5, 6 good games, you decide, you know what? Nah, we're not gonna give Zeke his money. Let him walk. Let him go. Granted, I'll give it to you. Zeke Elliott ain't been the same. You know what I mean? Ain't been the same dude since that last recent injury he came back from. But again, if y'all like really watch football like y'all motherfuckers say y'all do, you will know the lifespan of a running back really isn't that long. So what you really should have been doing before this little situation happened last year, when Zeke was kind of declining, and now Tony Pollard is having this resurgence. Not resurgence, but having this emerge, like, you know what I mean? It's having like this emerging, like, coming of age season, like, you know what I mean? Like, now he's like, you know what I mean? Now, like, Tony Pollard's like unlocking a new, like, part of his skill tree. And now it's that thing where it's just like y'all sitting there all off season, like, ooh, what are we gonna do? Do we give Zeke the bag? Do we just run, like, do we just let Tony become the new guy? Like, ooh, what are we gonna do? Ooh. So really, you could have, like, I mean, injuries still happen, but you could have still, like, you could have kind of gotten in front of that a little bit if you would have just, outright, when they were both a little bit younger, just been like, you know what, boom, y'all Sherry to carry dudes. And I think that they should do that, like, across the NFL for real. Because it's that thing where it's just like, it's really that thing for me where it's legit, like Mark Ingram say, hashtag save the running back, because this is getting insane. Um, it's crazy how Dalvin Cook put in all that work for the Minnesota Vikings just to get cut, get signed by the Jets, ball out for a couple of weeks, get waived, and then get signed by the Baltimore Ravens. Because it's that thing, chat, where like Dalvin Cook can still go. He's still a serviceable back in this league. But it's that thing that these teams do where they, like, everybody thinks they can do like the Tennessee Titans and just treat their running back like he's Derrick Henry and treat him as they like to call the bell cow back, where, you know what I mean? Where, like, you let bro run it, like, you know what I mean? You let bro be the main runner and he runs it like 60, 70 times a game. Like, this isn't still a gladiator sport. And like, there aren't grown fucking men on the other side of that ball trying to take that man's head off every time he touches it. The fuck you think is gonna happen? Anyway, that's all I'll say about that. All I will say is, personally, in the NFL, stop the self-sabotage. You fucking your guys over. Um, it don't look good. It's actually sick work. You know? Cool. Let's see something. Let's see what the score looks like for that college football game, for the college football, for the national championship. We all got winning the natty, chat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh, it's either one or the other, bro. Like, not Michigan, then who? What I will say though is shout out to both of these teams. Both of these teams have really been having great years. Um, did you just say Wisconsin? You know what? Fun fact, chat. I actually got a chance to perform at the University of Wisconsin back in the day. Uh, no, love. Washington. It's Michigan and Washington. So like, so like one of my aunts. One of the teams with a W. Goddammit. Somebody, somebody got a W. Oh, that's too funny. I don't know, chat. Michigan's up 17-10 at the half. Um, we'll see what happens. Um, I really like that Washington offense. Um, but also on the other side of things, I really like Blake Corum for Michigan. I really like this young stud right here. He just runs the ball so strong. Pause, because that sounded crazy. That actually did sound. Oh damn, that just happened. Damn man. Shout out to the boy Hallie. Um, prayers up for you, my boy. Um, you know what I mean? Prayers for a speedy recovery. You do hate to get news like that. You do hate to get news like that, and you do hate to see stuff like that happen. Um, because what I will say, Chad, is I really, really do thoroughly enjoy it. Love watching the Indiana Ball Club. Um, because they're young and fun. You know what I mean? They're young and fun, and they're really, really exciting to watch. Um, But I know that's going to be one of the key guys for them going forward. And he said they had to carry him off. That's really not a good sign. Speaking of which, that was going to be our basketball talk. Isn't he in the running for All Star voting? Or am I tweaking? Am I tweaked out for that? Either way, man, you hate to hear it. You hate to hear it. You hate to see it. Um, oh, the All Star Game's in Indy this year. Chat, for those of y'all that watch sports, for my sports watchers, who y'all voting for? Who do you guys want to see? Um, who's gonna win the 3-point shootout? Oh, about the first thing I asked? I don't know either. That's why I had to see. I'm not sure. Either way, I really, really like Halliburton. It sucks that he's hurt. Which again, that whole thing that I keep saying is that you keep having these kids that are coming up just playing one damn sport. They're not realizing that they burning their goddamn muscles out. They're burning their muscles out. Like they're wearing their body down faster when you do that. Because all you're doing is playing basketball and making basketball movements. For like 160 of the 365 days a year, this is exactly what happened. And a lot of it, like, you know what I mean? A lot of these younger guys don't believe in strength and conditioning. So it's like, either way, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. I'm just saying, when I was coming up, all of us niggas played like at least two different sports, minimum. At the minimum, me and all my dogs was at least two sport athletes coming up. You know what I mean? That was like a bare minimum thing. You know what I mean? When I was coming up, we was like, you know what I mean? Minimum two sport athletes. But it's a different time. You can go into the G League straight out of high school now. It's a whole different game. It's a whole different game. Which actually really, really makes me happy that I came up in the age that I came up in, because I know I wouldn't have survived in the G League. Straight out of high school, I would have probably, yeah. Honestly, my life wouldn't have turned out how it would have turned out. But I'm thoroughly grateful that it turned out the way it turned out now. Because, I'm here where I'm at. All right. So I know a lot of people want to know my thoughts on this. Um, so I watched the Club Shay Shay interview with Cat Williams. Um, yeah, Chad, you knew he was gonna go here. Um, We talked about it a little bit. We talked about it a little bit in Casey's stream. Shout out Cup of Noodle. Um, y'all know she's my favorite streamer, like of all time. I don't know if I said that enough. That's my goat streamer right there. Yeah, that's my goat streamer right there. For sure, though. But yeah, gang, I'm gonna just put it to y'all like that. Um, but yeah, we was talking about like with all of that stuff that like Cat was really saying, and you know what I mean, like how he's like such a guy that like speaks the truth and da 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 and all of these other things, right? One thing that like all of us in chat were like wondering about, well, not all of us, but a lot of us in chat were wondering about why didn't Shannon Sharp ask him about, uh, ask Cat Williams about that situation between him uh, and that 13-year-old kid? Like, you know what I mean? Like for like a guy who's supposedly, um, you know what I mean? For a guy who supposedly is always out there going to get it, um, always out there doing it the right way. Um, you know what I mean? So about the craft of comedy. Why? You know what I mean? Like that's a how did we get here? That's just a really big like how did we get here situation, right? Um, you know what I mean? Like that's the start of one of like really really wild movies where just like it's like that situation is like the still frame of it where it's just like you're probably wondering how I got here. Well, and then the movie starts type shit. Um, Cause yeah, how does that just happen? Um, and the one thing that I will say, like with everything that's been coming out recently, like with the responses to it and everything, um, with the exception of somebody like Faison Love, like nobody's really saying that anything that Cat Williams said in that interview is false. Which again, chat, I just naturally have trust issues, so I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you know, so maybe that means Cat's right. Like it just, like, you know what I mean. I'm not saying that he's not right though, based on everybody's response. And then it's kind of super funny how, with everything going on, um, from Kevin Hart's end, you know what I mean? Like you make the comment and you like send a tweet out and you do the things where you're just like, huh, the ringmaster never gets involved in the circus, and then you continue, but you know what I mean. But then like everything you've done in the past couple of days, like you know what I mean, Cat Williams' name is in your mouth. So damn, bro, really got you, like, bro, really got you fucked up, huh? Um, that's all I can say on that. But that brings me to the main point of this conversation. Um, and again, I respect what everybody does. in every craft. You know what I mean? Every single like every craft is entertainment, right? Um, so it's that thing of where like a lot of it that's been coming out recently is that a lot of people are like running around being like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, after what Cat said, like, you know what I mean? Like Cat Williams probably said something because, like, you know what I mean? Kev Hart really ain't that funny for real. I mean, kind of confusing. And we also talked about this in Compton. We were like, the couple was like, I'm confused because I thought everybody loved Kevin Hart. And then all of a sudden, ever since this Cat Williams shit happened, it seems like everybody's like, man, fuck that nigga Kevin Hart, bro. Like, that nigga ain't funny. Uh, and so I just find that interesting for sure. Uh, yeah, I find that super interesting for sure. But that's not really the biggest thing that bugs me for real. As far as that whole like situation is like as far as like that whole encompassing situation is concerned, um, I think Cat Williams did ask the biggest question though. It's just like when he was on there when Shannon was kind of just like, well, like what's going on? Like where's all of this coming from? Da, 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 da. Like you know what I mean? Like why are you coming at these folks? Why are you coming at these folks? It's just that thing where it's just like you had these people sitting in front of you. Why didn't you ask them these questions when they were here? You know what I mean? Like which is definitely like the mindset and the mentality that I have for sure. Um, because it's really that thing, right? Like for me, um, yeah, gang. That it's really that thing for me for real, where it's just like that just really like my mentality and my body for real. It's just like you know what I mean. Like you asking me all of this stuff about like that's the one thing that like honestly chat will like forever be my pet peeve for real. And I'm gonna get back to my point. But like that's one thing that will like always be like forever like one of my pet peeves. Like when I go somewhere, um, or like I'm getting ready to do something, and like anybody anywhere will ask me about anybody else, um, who's a part of like my music, like you know what I mean, who's a part of like my music family. Uh, I'm called the Village, which again, if y'all aren't tapped in with us, uh, and tap in with us. I'll point, like, you know what I mean, tap in with me, and I'll point y'all at who everybody is, um, because that's just what I do. You know what I mean? I have no shame in my game, and I'm not shy about putting my friends on at all. Um, and I'm not shy about putting the people that I know onto my friends, type type shit. But yeah, it'd be that thing of where again because like I really like I really like am trying to do this thing of where like I'm trying to be better and not trying to be like super disrespectful, like bad attitude having ass nigga. Um, but it is one thing that really does irk me, like when I'm like performing somewhere or when I'm out somewhere. Um, and somebody be like, "Oh, where is such and such at?" I'm just like, It's the thing that like really irks me because like in my head I really do be like, why the fuck don't you ask such and such where he at? The fuck is you asking me for? Do I look like I gotta find such and such locator on my phone? You think I got such and such's car low jacked or something? Like, why are you asking me? I don't know. I just got here, gang. I don't know where bro at. Due to the fact that bro's a grown man, so I don't know where bro at. I don't know what bro got going. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like all of my friends are grown ass men with their own lives, Jack. Men and women, probably. You know what I mean? But everybody a member of the village is an adult. I don't gotta keep tabs on nobody. It's my sidebar. That's just my side. That's another one of my sidebars of the pod. Anywho, main point, main point that I'm getting to with the whole Cat Williams thing. Um, the that clip review that I found interesting uh, is why I brought it up and why I compared it to that situation. Um, what I will say is the main thing with this conversation of where and let me just say, like first and foremost, um, if Kevin Hart is your favorite comedian, cool, great for you. Um, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're entitled to like who you like, um, type shit and type situation. And we know that this is something like, you know what I mean, the plant situation. You know what I mean? The Cat Williams calling Kevin Hart a plant. Um, but you know what I mean? This is not a new subject that's been brought up. This is something that's been brought up before. It's been said it. It's been, you know what I mean? This has been a conversation that he's been trying to push. Um, and it's a point that where he really like kind of has like it's a point where like he really do kind of got some oomph on him about that because it's that whole thing, right, chat, where it's just like you know what I mean, like before Kevin Hart blew, he was in. You know what I mean? Before Kevin Hart really blew up, he was in 40-Year-Old Virgin and Soul Plane, and then you know, then by like mainstream media standards, then all of a sudden, boom, he became Kevin Hart. Um, One thing that I will say, I'm not. I don't think I'm that person. Um, you know, not even. I don't think. I know I'm not the person to have like that kind of conversation with. Like, you know what I mean? I never really know for sure. Um, I wasn't running around. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not running around in Kevin Hart's entourage. Um, you know what I mean? I'm not on his staff. I don't see his day to day life. Um, so I don't know that. I don't know the ins and outs and efforts. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know the ins and outs behind the work that he had to put in to get to where he's at. Um, you know what I mean? I am just gonna say that's an interesting career path, though. Um, I would definitely say that for sure. I would say that's super interesting. Um, because I think we can all agree as a community, um, Soul Plane wasn't a good movie. Um, and somehow, some way, Kevin Hart was able to survive that and still become Kevin Hart. Uh, Again, like I've always said before, I don't have any issue with Kevin Hart. Um, I think he's been in some funny films. Um, yeah, I think he's been in some funny films, but he's not my favorite comedian. I, as far as comedians are concerned, for me, I like the Chappelle's, the Chris Rocks, the Chris Tuckers of the world. Um, I like Dale Hughley a lot. And of course, the whole 85 South Show crew. So Carlos Miller, Chico B, DC Young Fly, um, and everybody that comes from like that tree of like comics and comedians. Um, so yeah, you know what I mean? It's not to like sneeze or like scoff at anything like Kevin Hart does, but it's just like, um, I'll tune into his specials. I'll see what he got cooking, what he's talking about, um, and things of that nature. Um, I'll be honest with you, Chad. The last thing that I had seen Kevin Hart in that I really liked was Think Like a Man. One. Yeah, that was the yeah, that was the yeah, that's the last thing that I seen. It was That's the last thing that I seen of his that I can remember off the top of my cranium. No, cause I didn't like. I thought Jumanji was god awful. Um, Jumanji was a terrible look for him and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Um, and I like both of them as personalities. More so. But yeah, like Jumanji wasn't funny. Jumanji wasn't funny. Um, Central Intelligence was decent. It's been done before. Um, Same thing with Ride Along 1 and 2. It's just like, why would I watch Ride Along 1 or 2? And we have 21 and 22 Jump Street. Um, which to me are way funnier movies, personally speaking. Um, Yeah. Again, man, this is all love and salutes to Kevin Hart. Um, but, and it's that same thing that I'll say that I said in Cup Stream that I'll say here now. Um, I think what the thing is that it turned into is not so much that like everybody loves Kevin Hart so much. I think it's the fact that like bro is just everywhere. So like you kind of like just like can't deny it type shit. It's kind of like that effect. Not even kind of. It's exactly like that effect that Drake had musically for a couple of years. Like, you know what I mean? Where he was, where he just like had so many features and so many like hit records that were just on the radio that it just seemed like you just like couldn't escape Drake. Um, any chance you like, you know what I mean? Any chance you could get. Uh, it's kind of that. It's not even kind of. It's exactly that effect right now. You know what I mean? It's that exact same effect that Kevin Hart had going on, and it ain't nothing wrong with it because it works, right? You know what I mean? With the kind of society that we're in, the more time you're in somebody's face, um, it does something to the human brain that is just like, you know what I mean? Like, it just does something to the human brain where it's just like, oh, he must be famous. Like, or just like not even like it's like okay, well obviously this guy's famous, but he must be like really good at whatever it is that he does. Because I see him everywhere, so like he's got to be. Like, it's not really the case, as we know, because well, let me not say nothing for a couple of the OVO stands will be trying to come and get me. But you know, Drake's cool, but being popular doesn't make you the best rapper. Is all I'm gonna say with that situation. Um, which I think is essentially like I'm not even gonna say what I think. Essentially, that's what Cat Williams is trying to get at because I think Cat Williams is to the point of where you know what I mean. Like he's at the age that you know what I mean. Like he's getting older, so he's to the point of where like, you know what I mean. He's at that point in his life where he's like he said what the fuck he said type shit, and yeah, and that's that on that, right? Um, but yeah, man. And yeah, you know what I mean. For people like wondering like what are my thoughts on like all of the responses that have been coming out. I mean, it is what it is. They are what they are. You know, people have said what they've had to say. Um, you know what I mean? Cube released a statement. Um, Mike Epps was upset that his name wasn't mentioned in any capacity. Um, you know, Cool, fine, whatever. Um, as far as that's concerned, that's that on that. As far as that, right? Um, what else? Oh, another part that really bothered me about the responses, not just because of the fact that, like, first of all, like, Kevin Hart being like, "Oh, the ringleader doesn't, like, the ringleader doesn't get involved in the circus," and then continued to have Cat Williams' name in his mouth. Um, because it's that thing where it's just like, bro, if that shit bothers you, just say that shit bothers you. Like, why you trying to act hard for it? Like, you don't care. Like, we've all been through some shit. Like, you know what I mean? We all done been through some shit. And we had some shit go on, but like, motherfuckers would say some shit about it. It's like, the fuck with us, right? Um, but maybe it's because of the fact that I'm also looking at this from a standpoint as a person who, um, when something really doesn't bother me, I legit do not acknowledge it. If it's something that doesn't bother me, or if it's something I legit give less than a residual fuck about, I literally don't respond to it. That shit doesn't exist in my world, in my universe. I don't give any of that shit. Because for fucking what, right? Um, yeah, yeah. Other thing that I thought was like, man, corny. Um, this man said something about Cat Williams' wife. Oh, not Cat Williams. This man Cat Williams said something about Luda's wife, and this nigga Ludacris responds with a rap. He's like, nigga responds with a freestyle. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I seen the freestyle first, and then I went back and watched the Cat. You know what I mean? And then I went back and came back around and watched the Cat Williams interview. And after seeing what Cat Williams said about that man and his wife in that interview, that freestyle wasn't. That's not how you respond to that situation. I'm gonna talk about your wife. You threw some bars back at that man. That man don't rap. That man talked about your wife, nigga. Hello? Like, and this is coming from somebody who, you know what I mean? Who is an all the way around music lover, but that's not how you handle that situation. I'm gonna just say that shit right the fuck now. That's not how that situation gets handled. That situation gets handled with some phone calls being exchanged. And it usually being to the tune of, hey man, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth or it's gonna be a problem. Type shit. You know. Forgive me for the language, but like that's not like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you this right now, chat. If any of y'all like go on my Twitter and like start to respond or like say some shit about um you know what I mean, you can say whatever you want about me, my content, um, my music, like whatever, like that shit doesn't bother me. But when you get to start talking, when you get to start talking spicy and disrespectful, then the people that I care about, like people that I like absolutely like love and adore, right? I'm not finna get in a booth and drop a freestyle about it. And I'm definitely not gonna do no shit where I'm not gonna jump on Instagram live and talk about that. Like, nah, gang, I'm pulling up. Now it's that thing where it's just like, oh, you said what about who? Oh, so now you want a problem in real life. Because it's that thing of where like it becomes a different thing, chat of where again, in the space of like, you know what I mean? Like when we're discussing like art and things of that nature, like that's one of the most say subjective things on like planet Earth. Um, because it's that one thing where you know what I mean? Like there's one person that can think Jack Harlow is the most amazing rapper on earth. And somebody else thinks like Ice Cube is, and then another person thinks Lil Uzi Vert is, and then another person thinks Wiz Khalifa is the greatest. And then like, you know what I mean? You have another person who thinks Drake is the greatest rapper ever. And you have another person who thinks Pusha T is the greatest rapper ever. And you have another person who thinks J. Cole is the most amazing rapper that ever lived. Like, you know what I mean? Like art as a whole is just one of the most subjective like subjects on earth. So like if that thing is where like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's the one it's the largest gray area in human history. Uh, but the one thing that's not a gray area is if somebody talks about somebody that you care about, whether that be your wife, parents, siblings if you have them, you know what I mean, or grandparents if they're still here with you. Um, that kind of shit, right? So yeah, it's that shit for me where like I distinctly remember like saying that. Yeah, that's the whole part about it for me where it's just like y'all never gonna catch me doing that. I'm sorry. Y'all never gonna catch me doing that because it's probably gonna be a different situation where it's gonna be like the people involved with me and in my camp around me that are gonna be like trying to hold me like you know what I mean, trying to hold me back, calm me down, and stop me from making a very, very stupid decision. Um, because even when like you know what I mean, like because even the first time when Cat Williams said that shit about you know what I mean, like when he said that crazy when he made the comment crazy comment about both said and Steve Harvey's wife, I legit out of my mouth was like, nah, that's wild. I was like, oh no, he a wild boy for that. But then to come right back around when Ludacris was brought up and not only double down but triple down on that same statement about yet again another man's wife. And your first response is, nah, let me get in the booth. I got some bars for this nigga. Like, this nigga didn't rap at you. He didn't talk about your sneakers, nigga. He talked about your wife. You know what I mean? Like the person that you share the most intimate moment, like you know what I mean? the most intimate moments in life with. That's who that man talked about and disrespected. And your first thought was, oh, let me drop a freestyle real quick. What? Are you okay? Are you good, gang? Did you hit your head? Oh no, that's just weird. But again, chat, like, don't get it twisted and don't like sit here and like let my attitude dissuade you or move you or confuse you in any way. Um, I've been known that the industry is a very weird place. Um, you know what I mean? Like I very much have I've been very well aware of that being the case. Yeah, I very much have known that that's very much the case. Like, you know what I mean? We literally had that discussion about it, like not that many streams. Literally on our Friday stream, we were literally talking about that. How you know what I mean? How we were talking about how there, you know what I mean? How basically there's like a set of women in the industry who are video girls or whatever, like you know what I mean, or influencers or whatever they may be. Like, you know what I mean? No matter how way you want to slice it about whatever it is that they do, these girls are, you know what I mean? Like, these girls are industry girls. And by industry girls, I mean they have been around the industry. They have been seen with multiple niggas. In some of these instances, they've been seen with the same niggas multiple different weeks. All right, you know what I mean? They've seen with some of these multiple niggas in the same week. But these them girls' pictures that y'all niggas be liking. These the girls' DMs y'all niggas be in. Y'all niggas be talking about, ooh, wait till I get me some money. Like, that's exactly the kind of chick I'm gonna be. No, you don't want that. I'm telling you, gang. As somebody who literally, you know what I mean? I live in Cali, right? You know what I mean? You know, right in the heart of California to be exact. I lived in LA for a couple of months and came right the fuck back. And it's crazy how like everybody I tell that story is always different responses. It's like, damn, what happened? You were so close, or like, oh, if that was me, I wouldn't have came back. It's like, yeah, cool, great, that's good for you. You're not me though. You also don't know what the fuck I seen when I was out there. Which is exactly why I like, you know what I mean. I can firmly stand on business and be like, nah, bro, like this industry, like that industry shit weird. It's the biggest thing that like being out there in LA for those couple of months, like what that taught me is the biggest, like, you know what I mean? It's some of like the biggest knowledge that like, you know what I mean? Some of like the best knowledge that I could have ever learned. And it's that thing that like my mother has always told me, it's like no matter what it is that you do, you gotta be in it, not of it. For those of y'all that don't know, my mother is a very, very spiritual woman. She's a minister. You know what I mean? Outside of the love of my life and my shit, like, you know what I mean? Outside of my sister and the love of my life, that is the greatest woman. Like, you know what I mean? That is the greatest woman on planet Earth to me. And that's some of the realest game that she could have ever given me. Because it's that thing where it's just like, that shit is scripture, but like that shit is also like real life though. And the plainest way I could break that shit down to y'all is that what it means to be in the world and not of the world is basically that means you're living on this earth and you're doing what you gotta do to live your livables. Like, you know what I mean? You're making it happen for you and yours. And all of that other extra excess bullshit, keep that shit far from you. That shit don't, like, you know what I mean? That shit is not relevant to you. The motherfucker is not blatantly disrespecting you, causing somebody that you care about harm, or causing actual harm to you or any of your loved ones. You should not give one residual fuck what that other individual got going on, what they're doing. That's what people who are of the world do. They're keeping up with the Joneses. You ever heard that phrase? I don't know. I'm a little bit southern, so forgive me. That's a phrase that I've heard my entire life. You know what I mean? Some shit that people who are of the world do. Keeping up with the Joneses, comparing their life to fucking, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? My beautiful queens. I love y'all to death. Y'all comparing y'all life to what some hoe on Instagram or some hoe on TV got. Stop doing that goof ass shit. Cut that shit the fuck out right now. Respectfully. All y'all, like, you know what I mean? All of y'all beautiful queens want to be Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B and Beyonce and all of this other shit so bad. You should just really just focus on being the best version of you. My young kings, you're not exempt either. Drake is already Drake, nigga. Travis Scott is already Travis Scott. ASAP Rocky is already ASAP Rocky. Do I need to keep going? Like, you know what I mean? All of these niggas are already them. Go be you. That is why motherfuckers fuck with you, because you are you. And that's just the whole thing about now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I'm just saying, like, that's just like that's some of the like that's some of the most priceless and free game I could ever give y'all. And I just gave y'all that shit in a 2 hour podcast. Like, you know what I mean? I gave y'all that shit in a 2 hour podcast. for nothing. It's all about what you gonna do with that though. You know what they say? You can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make that horse drink. I can show you all the things that you have to do. Set your life up to be like, you know what I mean, the best life possible for you. Ain't none of that shit gonna do nothing if you don't take not near the end of the action. And don't worry, my young kings, I didn't get it either when I was younger. I thought that was just all stuff that like the old heads are supposed to say because they old. You know what I mean? Like, some stuff that you just say when you get old. Until I actually started going through this thing that we call life, and I done started bumping my head, and I done started like, you know what I mean? And I done started fucking up. And I done started doing that goofy ass shit of comparing myself to, like, you know what I mean? And I done started doing all of that shit of like, literally, that. Okay, now, that, because now I'm about to put all of my up and coming artists on game. Here's how I'm gonna help y'all out. The reason why you're not at, you know what I mean? The reason why you're not reaching the heights that you're supposed to be reaching, because you're too busy you're too busy making your bar look exactly like another motherfucker. Case in point, right? I'm a pop artist that came up through the underground hip hop scene. I'm not gonna be Pitbull. You know why? Because there's already a Pitbull. We don't need another Mr. Worldwide. We already got him. You know what I mean? Pitbull already doing his goddamn thing. And literally, it's that thing of where, for a good part of my career, when I was in my early 20s, a good part of my career in my early 20s, I was in a depression because of the fact that I was sitting there comparing myself, not just to somebody like a Pitbull or a Chris Brown, but like I'm sitting here comparing myself to my fucking peers in the SoundCloud rap space. I'm talking about actively on a daily basis. People, like, you know what I mean, with kids literally flooding my inbox, like, you know what I mean, flooding my inbox on my Twitter and my Instagram, talking about some, oh, like, your music is dope, you're amazing, you're the greatest, like, you know what I mean, your music saved my life, da 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 da. All of these like amazingly, like, really really like super dope things, right? And I'm sitting there not hearing none of that because I'm sitting here trying to be like, damn, like that shit great and all, but like I'm not where Mac Miller's at. I'm not where XXX Tentacion is at. I'm not over there, like, you know what I mean. I'm not out there. I'm not out there making a surgeon of a surgeons like a little, like a, you know, like not. I'm not out here making headway and making a surge like a Smoke Perk, like a Lil Pump, like a Denzel Curry, like a Lil Yachty, like a Lil Uzi Vert, like a Lil Scott, like, you know what I mean, like. And it's that thing of where my best friend and my manager at the time, rest in peace to my, rest in peace to my good friend Corey. When I tell you this little, and I love this nigga to death, but like, you know what I mean, like this little white boy doesn't cuss people out often, and he didn't get upset with people that often. But literally, he heard me going on and on about this shit one time, And he instantly, I'll never forget that shit. Like he was like we sitting there, like I'm sitting there, like we chopping it up, like with all the all the homies, my staff that I have at the time, like you know what I mean, like we're all there, like sitting here chopping it up, and like we're supposed to be getting, like you know what I mean, like we're getting ready for a meeting, um, we're getting ready to indulge in some of our vices, so that you know what I mean. So saying all that to say, like you know what I mean, like he has a weed grinder in his hand. Um, grinding the green up or whatever. He's doing the thing, doing the thing, doing the thing. He's hearing me complain. This man slams the shit out of the grinder on the coffee table. And he's like, bro, I've heard you complaining about this bullshit for fucking like 3 fucking weeks already. We get it. You're not those niggas. He's like, but you know what the fuck that makes you so fucking great? Is the fact that you aren't those fucking niggas. He didn't say niggas. I added that part. He was like, we get it. He's like, we get it, George. He's like, we get it. He's like, we get it, Jay. We get it, bro. You're not those fucking guys, okay? But you know what makes you so fucking great? The fact that you aren't those fucking guys. So if you figure out how to fucking be you for once in your goddamn life, we would actually make some headway in this shit. Now, chat, I will tell you, in most instances, if anybody else would have cussed me out like that, I would have slapped him clear across their face. Probably would have duffed him. Clean in his mouth. But in this instance, he was right. I was sitting there complaining about that shit for weeks. To the point where it was actively fucking with my mental health for real. Like actively. I wasn't aware of it at the time. You know, I just decided like if I didn't acknowledge stuff like that, then like maybe it would go away. Type beat type shit. Newsflash: if you don't acknowledge it, it doesn't go away. But, you know what I mean? Just so y'all know that. I know that some of y'all know that, but like, you know what I mean. For those that might not know that, yeah, not acknowledging stuff doesn't make it go away. It's still gonna be there. Just so you know. All right. But yeah, from the very day that I decided to take his advice, I'm like, you know what, you're right. I'm not those niggas. So what it is, so I'm gonna just. I think I took like a 2 week break at this point in time. Figured out what I needed to do. Figured out, you know what I mean. Just needed a little bit of moment to like really chew on what that comment was. For the next 3 years, we went on a festival run. But, you know, for the next 3 years, we went on some of the biggest festival runs and some of the biggest touring runs. Um, that I've ever been on in my entire life. And I got to do all of those opportunities because I was my goddamn self. So it's that thing for all of you people, once again, watching locally, just to put y'all on game and to give y'all a little insight to get to know me because you know I'm not gonna have no conversation with you in public. Because I don't like to talk a lot. I talk a lot here, on stream because this is my community. This is like my family. These motherfuckers have supported me. Uh, they literally have supported me from the very first nanosecond that I said, "Hey y'all, I'm thinking about streaming." Like you know what I mean? Hey, y'all, I'm thinking about streaming. If I ever started streaming, would y'all pull up? Literally, all of these motherfuckers that are here in the chat right now, all of these beautiful individuals that are here in the chat right now, from the very nanosecond that I said, "Hey, I'm thinking about streaming. I'm thinking about starting streaming." If I did, like, would you pull up? This and that and the other. Like, yeah, man. Of course I would. The fuck? It's you. Why would I not? Like, so what I'm saying is, you love the people. It's saying two things. One, get you some motherfuckers that love you like you know what I mean. Get you some people that love you like my community loves me. One, two. When you see me in public, and 90% of the time, you're probably seeing me on somebody's stage or in somebody's bar with a microphone in my hand. You know, or at somebody's venue with a microphone in my hand. When you see me on stage walking around with what you would perceive as arrogance or cockiness, let me just put you on game. First of all, I'm like, let me put you on game. If you really, really had a second to really look at me, you would be able to tell that I'm probably one of the most insecure motherfuckers you will ever meet on planet Earth. I'm telling you this right now. The difference is there's a confidence about myself because of the fact I know who the fuck I am. That's what you're misinterpreting on. That's what you're misinterpreting for cockiness. No, loved one, you're just encountering a nigga that knows who the fuck he is. And is very, very much comfortable in that. Extremely comfortable in that. So no, dear love, I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant. I'm not conceited. I'm not stuck up because I don't want to talk to you. I'm not talking to you because I don't know who you are. And I also don't talk that much when I go out. You know what I mean? Like that's you know what I mean? So get your little feelings out your little purse. Put them holes in your back pocket. You're gonna be alright. It's not that I don't like you. It's not that I don't think I'm better than you. It's not that I don't think I'm above you. So I would, so it's not just like I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I can't believe how dare would I ever waste my. No, I don't like to talk. I don't talk that often unless you outright ask me something about myself. You know what I mean? Because contrary to what the popular trend is now in the world, I'm one of those motherfuckers that absolutely hates and like you know what I mean, hates, resents, and abhors talking about himself. We were also talking about this today earlier in Cup Stream. Um, But yeah, Chad, that's that thing. It's not a confidence. It's not a cockiness. It's not an arrogance. I just know who the fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Well, y'all know that. For you people, for you local folks watching, I'm not cocky. I'm not conceited. I'm not arrogant. I'm not stuck up. Three things you need to know about me. One, I don't talk that much because I don't like talking about myself. Literally the worst. Literally the worst question you can ever ask somebody like me. Me. I'm not talking about other niggas. I'm not talking about other people. Literally one of the absolute worst questions you could ever ask me as an individual. So tell me about yourself. Say you hate me with your face right now. Just say that you don't intend on fucking with me because I don't like talking about myself. I just don't. So that's why I don't talk that much. And the things that I do want to talk about, I am almost 99% sure that you don't want to talk about. Unless you have made it abundantly clear that you fuck with music, you fuck with anime, you fuck with video games, you fuck with cartoons, like you know what I mean? Like unless you've made any of those things abundantly clear off the rip of meeting you, then like you know what I mean? You're not gonna get that many words out of me. So you gotta either be okay with that or you gotta be like, or we could not talk. I'm really okay. Either way. So that's the first thing. I don't talk a lot because I don't like talking about myself. And you know what I mean? And I'm very sure the stuff that I do want to talk about, you probably don't want to talk about. And so therefore, that leads to now this awkward moment of where we're just standing next to each other and I'm not saying nothing. And you probably like sitting there begging and waiting for me to say something. I'm not finna say like what do you want me to say to you? What I'm gonna say to you? I like your shoes. What? What am I, 12? So yeah, there's that. The confidence that I have is not cockiness nor conceitedness. You are just encountering a motherfucker who is very aware in who the fuck he is. So that rubs you the wrong way because you have yet to figure out who in the fuck you are. That's like a you issue. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate that. Thirdly, for all of you locals, stop anytime it's the rare occasion you see me out somewhere. Stop coming up to me being like, oh, that's crazy. I never see you around. You want to know why? Because if I'm not in the studio, or if I'm not here on stream, or if I'm not editing content, or if I'm not like, or if I'm not kicking it in somebody else's Twitch or Kick stream, like I don't go outside. Not because I'm scared of going outside, not because I don't like to, because I don't have a reason to. I stopped drinking, so I don't go to bars for the sake of just going to bars and grabbing drinks. Until bars and clubs start selling other things other than soda and fucking energy drinks that are the non-alcoholic things that they serve, I'm not gonna go to the. I don't go to the club because chat. Do we have to tell them again on why we don't go to the club? Spend all of our hard-earned money to waste it for what? On a bottle that we can buy at Costco for cheaper, and it lasts longer. People are crazy. And it's that thing of where it's just like, why would I want to waste my time being in this loud ass, hot ass, musty ass, stinking ass, crowded ass venue full of people I'm not 100% sure I all the way want to be around for real? When if I really really need some like person to person interaction, I can just bang the line and call my homies and be like, hey man, what we doing this weekend? Shit, I ain't got nothing going on. Bet, let's kick it at such and such house. You know what I mean? Like that. Let's kick it at such and such house. You know what I mean? Bring the drinks, bring the other D word, bring the drinks, bring the drogas, bring the girls if that you know what I mean? Like if you really have to have them around, I really could care less if they're around or not. Because I just want to hang around with y'all. But I know some of y'all don't, you know what I mean? I get it. It might be a little shorty that one of y'all are working on, so like you know what I mean? Two birds, one stone. You can see how she, you know what I mean? You can see how she interacted on the homies. We just saved us possibly $200 by doing that. Then people are doubly crazy because you want to spend all the time. You know what I mean? You want to spend 40 hours a week making somebody else money, only for them to give you a portion of that, which you did earn. You know what I mean? You worked an hour, so you earned it. But you spending 40 hours a week to go make somebody else money, for them to give you that cut, for you to then go to the club, the bar, multiple bars, multiple clubs, possibly the strip club, to then turn around and waste said earned money. But I'm crazy because I don't want to go outside. You know what I mean? But I'm crazy because I don't want to go out and do that. For why? I just wanted to make sense to that. That's all. It probably never will. But like you know what I mean? If that's your thing, understand this, dear loved one. I'm not judging you. Cool. Go do that. Go do that. I am very much more so the type of person where I'd rather have the homies come to my house or I go to the homie's house. You know what I mean? Rather than, again, it's whatever. I don't tell nobody how to spend their bread though. Yeah, if that's what you choose to do, you gonna ride ahead, little way. Do that. Do that. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Until you get to be around until you get to be about 65 and realize you don't have no fucking retirement ends. You know what I mean? Because you done partied it all away. Too much free game, chat? Too much free game? I said it's too much. Alright, I won't cook y'all for too long. But no, y'all enjoy that. You do that. You enjoy being. You know. It's also that thing too where I understand chat. Everybody can't be it. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody can't have this CEO mentality. You know what I mean? People don't have the work ethic and the drive to do so. Um, because the biggest thing of all of it that like really, really like holds people back for real is the whole thing of where it's just like people be like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's too much of a risk. Like, yeah, dumb motherfucker. Like, yeah, it is a risk. You want to know what else is a risk? I'll say that. But a lot of y'all do it. Some of y'all do it often. Some of y'all do it every weekend. Some of y'all do it multiple days on the week. Some of y'all do it multiple times on the weekend. And the consequences of doing that are way more dire than going broke. But yet and still. Yet and still. Yet and still. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, come on over to twitch.tv/BVMB1 underscore 47. Or if you're not really fucking with the Twitch vibes, I don't stream that often on Kick, but you can go over there and follow me on Kick, kick.com/BVMB1 underscore 47. Or you could just wait till Tuesday for the next pod to drop. A choice. Um, you know, I ain't gonna control you, tell you what to do. I'm just gonna kindly ask you slap that like button. Y'all saying Tuesdays forever away. Y'all are here though. Y'all be here. Y'all are noti gang. Y'all be sliding through when the noties go out. Still is crazy. Still is nasty word. Oh my gosh. Tuesdays forever away. Y'all be here though. Every time I stream. Hello? Rain speed or snow. Rain speed or snow. The noti gang food. Oh. No, that's adorable. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, YouTube. Till next time, it's your host Bambi X Bambi signing off. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Find as many ways possible to take care of your wealth. I can't give you advice on how to do that. You got to figure that part out for yourself. You got to figure all of those how to do all of those things for yourself. Uh, know that I do love you. You are important. You do matter. Your life does have value. If anybody tells you different, they're a fucking psycho and a liar. Just, straight up. Straight up and down. Mm-hmm. 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 And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it right here. So in the pod here, chat, do stick around. Give me a second to uh, get this shit situated. You know what I mean? Get this shit situated. Change the category over, and then we will. We'll have a cozy little night. We're gonna start do it up. Yeah, I think that'll be the move. I think we're gonna do some Stardew Valley tonight. If you're watching this a day later on YouTube, this is why you need to come over to Twitch or Kick. Mostly Twitch though, and mostly on the Purple app. Not because I have anything against Kick, but just mostly, just more of y'all be coming. More of y'all be over here on the Twitch side. And I've been peeping the chat. I don't say nothing, but, I be paying attention and what have you. Um, yeah, chat. Stick by your noties. Um, stick by your noties. We will be around. We'll be back around. Do some Stardew, and then yeah, have us a cozy little night. Yes, sound good. Fantastic. Very excited. YouTube, peace out. We love y'all. Until next time. Until next time. Keep drinking your water. Keep working out and keep being healthy, and keep living life like you fine, because you are to somebody. Hey, bye.